With the national and global rise of deaths from COVID-19, does the UK allow for forced or compulsory vaccinations? This is what this short legal video explainer is about. And then there's a second question, equally important. Should governments have the power to ensure each citizen is vaccinated against COVID-19 if and when one is found? This second question has very important ethical and practical consequences for everyday life. Consider the following scenarios and ask yourself, how would you answer these questions? Should students be refused entry into a school if they have not been vaccinated to keep teachers and other students safe? Should retail shops only allow shoppers who have been vaccinated? Should sports players who play in football or cricket or tennis all be vaccinated before they enter the sports ground and play the game? Should the public carry a certificate confirming that they have been vaccinated to allow them permission onto buses, trains or tubes? Should passengers be denied entry into this country if they don't have a vaccination certificate? Should force be used by health and police officers to vaccinate people? Should people be fined or receive a criminal conviction for refusing to be vaccinated? Can governments guarantee that the vaccination does not have any serious harmful side effects? Would any vaccination or certificate be misused to track a person's movements without good reason? These are just some of the many questions around the debate about forced or compulsory vaccinations. Now, community legal education aims to be a useful resource so people can understand the law, know their rights and responsibilities, and those in authority understand their duties and powers. But on occasions, we also produce videos to stimulate a debate. So please feel free to comment on this video from wherever you are in the UK or world. Currently, UK law is contained in the Public Health Control of Disease Act 1984 as amended, which does not permit forced or compulsory vaccinations, protecting people like you and me from being vaccinated against our will if we don't want to be vaccinated. The 1984 Act says this: regulations under sections 45B or 45C may not include provisions requiring a person to undergo medical treatment. Medical treatment includes vaccinations and other polyphasic treatment. Did the Coronavirus Act 2020 change the law on vaccinations? The answer is no, it didn't. The UK's Coronavirus Act 2020 and other regulations passed during the coronavirus emergency have not changed this legal position. However, is the UK government considering changing the law to have compulsory vaccinations? In short, the answer is yes. In 2019, and significantly before the current coronavirus emergency, Matt Hancock, the UK's Health Secretary, said this about vaccinations for children at the Conservative Party conference. I have said before that we should be open-minded, and frankly, what I'd say is that when the state provides services to people, then it's a two-way street. You've got to take your responsibilities too. He continued to say, so I think there's a very strong argument for having compulsory vaccinations for children when they go to school, because otherwise they're putting other children at risk. Then I'd want to make it very easy if the children do arrive at school not vaccinated, simply to get vaccinated and make it the norm. But I think there's a very strong argument for movement to compulsory vaccinations, and I think the public would back us. Now, interestingly, the UK government also sought legal advice to consider changing the law to compulsory vaccinations for children last year. But in this current pandemic, this debate on compulsory vaccinations is likely to extend to adults if and when a vaccination is found for COVID-19. But let's step back. What are some of the many arguments for and against compulsory vaccination? Here's 4 arguments for compulsory vaccination. 1. There are huge health benefits from compulsory vaccinations. The person remains healthy and safe from life-saving vaccinations. 2. If a person does not vaccinate, then they don't just put themselves at risk, but they also put others at risk around them who have not been vaccinated, or the vaccination is not as effective on them. 3. A voluntary program may not be enough to reduce infection rates and death, or protect the health service from exceeding its capacity to treat patients, or reduce the huge cost on the economy from another lockdown to protect from another wave of COVID-19 illnesses. And 4. Other countries have passed laws on compulsory vaccinations on their citizens, believing the safety of society outweighs the individual's civil liberties. Alternatively, here's 4 arguments against compulsory vaccination. 1. People should have the right to refuse vaccinations either because they show no symptoms or they have concerns about the harmful effects of any vaccinations, rightly or wrongly. 2. Forced vaccinations is going to break the trust that exists between health professionals and their patients, who do not want to be vaccinated against their will for whatever reason. 3. Many health professionals may refuse to take part in compulsory vaccination programs altogether. And 4. The key to wider take-up of vaccinations is education of the health benefits and accessibility of vaccinations, not to focus on compulsory or compulsion, which is going to deter people from being vaccinated. These are just some of the arguments for and against compulsory vaccinations, and I know there's more. And whether you're for or against compulsory vaccinations, you better start thinking about it, because the issue is not going to go away, whether here in the UK or in other parts of the world. Thank you for watching. Please feel free to comment on this video and join the debate. And don't forget to support community legal education by subscribing to the channel on YouTube. And as always, may the justice be with you.